Now, before we get into the video, I just want to give a little rant about these crappy mics I brought from eBay. So, the reason why I brought these mics was because I just wanted to have better microphones, you know, in order to, you know, make my videos, you know, sound, you know, better. And I stumbled across, you know, these little mics where you just like, you pin them on your shirt or whatever. And they come with this little thing where you can like stick on your phone, and then these connect with Bluetooth or whatever. So I thought these mics looked interesting, and I purchased them. Then they arrived, and I plugged them in to test these out. And just listen.
Hi guys, hello, it's me, FnafFan Productions, and welcome back to a banger video!
So yeah, like, all in all, these microphones are fucking useless. Waste of, £20. Anyway... Hello everyone, it's me, FnafFan Productions in the flesh himself once again. So today, I'm back with yet another Storytime video. Yeah, remember when I said I would do more videos like this? Yeah, I don't either. I was gonna try and, make more content like this, but I have never been able to because my memory is absolute dog shit. I don't remember, much in my life, or at the very least anything remotely, video worthy. Until now. One day I was in the shower and then I just randomly remembered something particularly interesting I did a few years ago. What was that particular memory, I hear you ask? Well, that memory in particular was the day where I drove a train. Well, sort of. Yeah, I know. How ironic. Haha.
Oh, typical. The only thing FnafFan the autist over here can remember is something related to trains. Wow!
Shut up.
So yeah, a few years ago, I drove a train with a driver. More specifically, I drove a train on the London Underground. I'm not talking about like driving a train on something like a heritage railway or anything like that. I mean, I actually drove a train on the actual London Underground network. And this wasn't for like a special invite or anything like that. No, me and my family just waltzed right into a depot with a qualified driver and then drove a train with him. Transport for London never knew anything about this, nor did London Underground themselves. I just got into a driver's cab and drove a train with someone without proper legal permission. Yay. Alright, so let's start from the beginning. So it was in 2019 and I was in my house alone. Well, I wasn't alone. I lived with my mother and my stepdad, but I also live with two little sisters, so I wish I was alone. Anyway, I was in my room on my phone, scrolling away on YouTube like the complete no-lifer I was. Arguably, I still am. And then my mother came into my room and she said,
"We're gonna go drive a train with someone."
As you can imagine, I was ecstatic as fuck when I heard this. You know, being the train-obsessed autist that I am. Okay, so I'm sure many of you are wondering how the hell did me and my family even got the opportunity to just randomly ride a train with a qualified driver in a driver's cab? Well, here's some context to answer that question. So my mother had like various partners over the years, and one of them had an aunt who used to frequently visit and chat with some of the Victoria Line drivers at Seven Sisters Station. She was in a close friendship with them, I guess. And then I guess the way it started was that one day she was hanging out with the drivers at Seven Sisters one day, and then she said, "Hey, I have a nephew who really loves trains. Do you think he could have a ride with one of you guys one day?" And then I guess the drivers were all like, "Sure, why not?" Probably wasn't that casual, but I guess that's how it went. I don't know. So anyway, the next day, me and my mother and my little sister set off for Seven Sisters Station. We got the London Overground to Highbury and Islington. Also, yes, I called it the London Overground, not the Windrush Line. If you call it the Windrush Line or any of the other woke as fuck names that the Overground has been given, you should die. Then we got the Victoria Line to Seven Sisters, where we met my aunt. So after we met at the ticket hall, we then went through this little door, which I'm pretty sure is this one, where behind that was like a little staff area where the station staff and some of the Victoria Line drivers kind of hang out and either do I don't know, work stuff. When we got in that room, some of the station staff and the drivers in that room were rightly very confused as to what the hell a couple of random people were doing here. In fact, one of the staff members came up to us and actually told us to leave. Like, he was basically saying, "Hey, get out! This is a staff-only area!" But then my aunt assured him that we are here because we are friends with one of the drivers and we just came around to see him. And eventually he apologized and he let us back in, so that all worked out in the end. We then met our driver, who we would be driving with. I don't remember his name, unfortunately, so from now on, he will be known as Ernie. 'Cause Underground Ernie. Remember that show, British viewers? We had a while to wait before Ernie could start his shift again, so we basically just chilled in the room and chatted with Ernie for a bit. Well, my family did. I was just sat there on my phone and barely talked because I was an antisocial and socially awkward little twat. Anyway, eventually it was time for Ernie's shift to start, so we all walked out of the room and we head back down to the tube platforms. Eventually, our designated train that Ernie was assigned to drive had arrived, and then we went into the cab and the fun began. Now, originally I thought I was just gonna sit back and watch the view from the cab while Ernie did his his thing. But no, I actually had a job to do. Now, obviously I didn't actually drive a train because, obviously it's illegal for members of the public to drive trains without a special license. And even if I did have a chance to actually drive it, I would most likely fuck up and crash. So what he told me to do was that in the left side of the cab, there were these 2 red buttons and I had to hold the 2 buttons down for a few seconds. And basically what it did was that it started the train, like it disengaged the brakes or something, and then Ernie would take over from there and drive. So yeah, I didn't actually drive it, so haha, I fooled you. Thanks for the views.
But FnafFan, I have been lied to.
But now look, hey now. I technically was driving it because I was controlling the brakes, so shut up. I did drive it. You're an idiot. The startup controls are pretty easy to learn. I mean, it's just a little, startup procedure. I bet, every trainee driver got the hang of this immediately. Although, that being said, you have to be pretty precise with it. And I learned that because when we were departing a station, I held the buttons down too quickly, and then the train moved, and it instantly stopped again and jolted forward. I nearly hit my head on the controls. So from then on, I was pretty wary of it. And the ride itself was a ride. The cab was, pretty small. I mean, the builders never thought a small family would be in a cab, so not all of us could fit inside it. My aunt had to sit with the other peasant passengers behind the cab. Haha, loser. We also noticed that every time we pulled into a station, the passengers on the platform were giving us a lot of funny looks. I mean, you don't see a kid in a driver's cab every day, so understandable. Ernie was also, a pretty nice guy. He asked if I wanted to be a train driver when I was older one day, and I was like, yeah, sure. To be honest, this was where my interest in becoming a train driver really sparked. Prior to that, it was only those typical aspirations you get as a child. Those moments where you go, I want to be an astronaut! And then you lose interest as you get older. But when I actually had the chance to ride a train with a train driver, that was the moment where I actually wanted to be a train driver. Until my mum said to me, "Oh, Joe, train driving is a stressful job, it wouldn't work for you." And then I decided to be even more lazy and strive to be an editor instead. Thanks, Mum. So had it not been for that particular outing, I probably would never wish to actually be a train driver. So, thanks, Ernie, for making that happen. Who will probably never watch this video. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. That was, my adventure of driving a train with someone on the London Underground. Looking back on that day, from an older perspective, it was definitely very weird. It's not exactly legal or normal to see members of the public riding a train with a train driver without any special permission or invite or whatnot. But real life nonsense aside, it was definitely a very special day. Like, to this day, I still wonder if Ernie the driver is doing okay. Like, does he still work for London Underground or did he get sacked? I mean, realistically, he probably most likely did end up getting sacked. Like, I bet probably some snitch at station spotted us boarding the driver's cab with the driver on CCTV somewhere and reported it to TFL, and then Ernie lost his job shortly after, I guess. So, Ernie, if you are in fact watching this, sorry. Also, a little side note, this wouldn't be the last time I would do something like this. My aunt actually planned to take me to the Victoria Line depot at Northumberland Park, where they actually have special training simulators for new drivers, and I guess I would have had an opportunity to use it. But unfortunately, shortly after, my mum's former partner, who my aunt was related to, broke up with her, and we stopped all contact with his family since then. So, I never had the chance to go to Northumberland Park Depot, unfortunately. Yay. So yeah, anyway, that was my adventure. Thank you for watching. I hope it was interesting. I am still alive and kicking and making videos. I know it has been very slow these past few months, but life has kept getting in the way a lot. Like, you know, a family member has passed away, and then a former classmate of mine has passed away. So, you know, I'm not feeling 100%, and I probably won't for a while. So, like, please try and bear with me as I try my best to feel 100% again. I love making videos. It always gets me in a happy mood, but it sucks when you can't make videos all the time as you have to focus on more important matters. So, yeah, I hope you understand. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Threads. Join my Discord server. Invite link is in the About page and in the pinned comment. And I shall see you all next time. Bye-bye!